Well, hello, I think we're there, we're on, and hopefully we are. I'm here tonight, another show, another, how can I say, a bit of freestyling tonight because what I want to do is talk about what's going on right now, and I want to obviously get a few people in or on to 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 get me used to using this thing live. Anyway, my name's Mike Hall. I'm really known as the old git, and I like to talk about politics of the day, things that are going on, things that are winding me up. For example, right now, the fact that we're being taken over. I mean, I've done a video on this, done a couple of videos on this in actual fact, and the fact that the whole of Europe is under threat. Now, before I go any further, I want you all to understand that before you start to label me as a racist, I'm not a racist. In fact, I support immigration in a big way. I think it's great. It does good for the country, good for the people, and diversity wherever. But what it doesn't do with one group, and it's not all the people that believe in that group. It's their religion, but it's not their religion. It's a corrupt part of their religion, which is doing bad things. So what I'm here to do today is basically go through some of the things. Now, I've actually got videos of good Muslim people telling you what you're in for. But it seems to me that none of you want to listen. Nobody wants to listen. And that's the biggest and horriblest thing that is going on. Anyway, so I will get things moving if I can. If you find in this channel right now, you've not seen it before, it's Mike Hall, the old git, best before TV, and also the old git page. All my socials are down there, and YouTube. It's going out live on YouTube now. I'm just checking that we're going out on YouTube, and I'm sure we are. But you have to do it. Now, one of the things that really wound me up, and really did wind me up, was the other day when, UKIP. Oh, what was that? I just saw something come up on the screen, and that was brilliant, but I don't think it was, has it stayed or has it gone? Did somebody send me a message right now? Oh, I hope they did. Anyway, porque something or other. I don't know. But anyway, it was in Spanish, I think. Right, so right now I'm just going to check that things are working, because it may be that things are not working. But hi there to you who just tried to come into the chat. Hopefully you did. And anyway, let's have a look. Are we actually going out live? So let's go to. We want to go to this, and we want to go to. Where are we going? Talk amongst yourselves. Oh my God. I think we are. No, we're not. That's not me. View my channel. How about that? Be quiet. Live and on air. Let's have a look. Be quiet. Live and on air. Let's have a look. Well, there you go. Yes, we are. Well, we're doing well. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got the live chat working. Well, there you go. Yes, we are. Well, we're doing well. Okay, and cool. I sent a message. Okay, so we've got the live chat working. I sent a message, and of course, and it came through. Okay, now I've got some issues. This is feedback off this, so I'll get rid of this. Okay, oh, somebody's put a heart. Thank you, wherever you are. Right, we'll just get rid of this so it's not hissing all over and going over that. Fantastic. So at least I know that the channel is going out live, and somebody said hello by sending me a heart, which is fantastic. So So as I said, what I'm here for tonight is to discuss the interesting stories of the day in regards to the UK and Europe, because that's my interest. And I was about to say, oh, is that me? Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, there we go. Anyway, I was about to say, there was a march against immigration the other day, and it was organised by UKIP, who intended to march through Whitechapel, in Whitechapel in London, but the police decided that they couldn't because they feel that it would cause a problem. Now, what I've got to say about that is it's going to cause a problem, but there was a counter march by kind of tooled up and black dressed in a black sort of uniform style of Muslims from Whitechapel, ready to fight. Were there anybody to police them? No. They got on and they did their march, and then all of a sudden, on TikTok and on the other one, X, and a few other places that I go to look at things, you got people saying, these guys who are out in their balaclavas, never show their face, saying that this Whitechapel is our place. It's not your place. We say who comes here and goes here, and you're not welcome. Now, hang on a minute. If you live in the UK, and you're a resident of the UK, or you live in the UK, you have every right to go anywhere in the UK unchallenged and unfettered, because it's your right. You can go where you like. Any public place you want to go, you can go. But it seems to me that now we've got these little enclaves forming, and Whitechapel's one, Birmingham, Manchester, and it seems to me that, hey, we're taking over now, and this is ours, and we say who comes and goes. So that means that we're losing the country to a group of people who don't like us, they don't want to get involved with us, they want their own laws, and it seems that they're building them little caliphates in the UK. It's going on. There's nothing you can do to stop it, apparently. There's plenty of things you can do. But again, you're going to all say to me, but you're just picking on the Muslims. No, I'm not, because a lot of Muslims that came to the UK, to live in the UK, or to live in Europe, came for a better life. And they came for a better life, and obviously a lot of them in the early 60s and late 50s started to make the better life. They follow their religion. Fantastic. Like everybody else, like Sikh or Hindu or Zarathustran or Jehovah's Witness or Mormon, whatever you are, you can be. You can be, it's no problem. But these people seem to want no other religion anywhere near them. They only want Islam. But it's their type of Islam that a lot of Muslims came to get away from. And they say, why don't, if all these bad things are going on and they're doing this, why don't the Muslims give these people up? I'll tell you why they don't. Because they are more frightened of them than we are. Because they've seen what happens in other countries. Like you saw in Palestine recently, just after in Gaza, just after the ceasefire that was announced early last week. Was it last week? I think it was. Straight away, we thought that there was no more killing. It's all going to stop. The following day, there was 2 IDF soldiers killed, and there was some terrorists killed too, Hamas terrorists. But then, the following day, you're seeing they're dragging people out on the streets and executing them publicly. This isn't the way to be peaceful. This isn't what you have to do. This is not how you do things. So, don't think that all the people who are going out and demonstrating and don't want to be taken over by this 14th century ideology, which is not practiced by good Muslims, they practice Islam. For example, I got this guy, what's his name here? He's the foreign minister of the UAE. And he says there's people that they wouldn't have in their country. And he says that the centre of terrorism is Europe. I mean, a lot of the stuff that's going on is sponsored by the Muslim Brotherhood, which is banned in places like Saudi Arabia and the UAE because they're radical, and their remit is they want to create the whole world, or turn the whole world into a Muslim country, a Muslim world, and no other religion can exist. So, I really want to show you what he said. And I said, he believes that everybody can live together, everybody can, practice their religion or whatever it is, their faith, and get along and do what they've got to do without having all this, we're going to convert you or we're going to hurt you sort of thing. Well, let's listen to the foreign minister from the UAE and what he says about these people.
And let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
I have translation.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right. There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. And I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance.
Well, that's the foreign minister of the UAE, and I followed him for quite a while because he's quite forthright in how the UAE is. They have a lot going for them. They're a very forward-looking country. They do wonderful business. They stand no rubbish. And if you're Jewish, you could go to the UAE. They'll sit down and talk to you. They'll sit down and have a meeting with you. They're civilized people. You could feel free in the UAE to walk with your kippah on your head if you're Jewish. You could go and speak and talk. But there's this thing in the middle now, this cult, which is sort of indoctrinating lots of other people from other faiths and left-wing idiots, left-wing lunatics. There's two threats in this world today. One is radical Islam, not nice Muslim people, but radical Islam. And the other is communism. And we're getting on to communism with the government that we've got in England. We've got this horrible Keir Starmer and his cronies who are ultra far left. They actually do hate the Jews. I know they do because they do nothing to protect them. They also recognise the state of Palestine when it doesn't. There's no such thing. There's no such place as Palestine. As Gaza. Sorry, that's wrong. There is Palestine. I mean, there's no such place as Gaza. We recognise Gaza. Just empowering these terrorists, these Hamas terrorists, to take over and destroy and kill and maim, and they don't care about anybody. They just want this stupid ideology from way back when. And I feel sorry for good Muslims who do a lot of good work, who get on in life, but they follow their religion, which is good too. But you think by me telling you about what the Muslims are getting, the bad Muslims, the Islamists are getting up to, you think, oh, it's a white man telling you all that. But what about the son of one of the founders of Hamas? He's got a lot to say. So let's have a little listen to the son of one of the founders of Hamas, and let's have a listen to what he's got to say about what's going on.
I would like for your hypocrites around the world to finally get to meet the Palestinians for what they are. Because their understanding of the Palestinians, they think that this is just a normal human society that's being oppressed by Israel. I tell them this is a barbaric society where the vast majority agree on evil. We saw them how they were celebrating on October 8th. Nobody can forget this. No matter amount of propaganda around the world can make me forget the Gazans celebrating in the streets the slaughter and the killing and the kidnapping of innocent civilians. There is no such thing as civilians in Gaza. And of course, this is not acceptable by what's so-called international law, and I don't give a about the international law.
Well, he's very forthright in what he's got to say. And he makes a couple of points there, which I'm sure we could talk about. I mean, one is the fact that there's no such thing as Palestinians, he said. He said they're a barbaric race. They're only there to kill Jews and that sort of thing. You know, they've been... he knows that they don't want any non-Arab country on Arab land. That's why they say from the rivers to the sea and all this kind of crap that they shout out. But that's from the guy, he's just warning you, he's telling you, look, don't feel sorry for these people because they'll kill you. That's all, they're bred to kill you, which is a sad thing. It's very sad. They have a propaganda machine which says you're killing all their kids, all that rest of it. But then when good times come around for a little bit, you see them running around in new clothes and all the rest of it. They do propaganda videos which they use children who are sick from other kinds of illnesses and say that it's been, you know, it's because of the IDF or whatever. I'm not saying that Israel is squeaky clean in this, but it's war. I've never heard of any war in the world where the opposing side, which is Israel, drop leaflets and tell you we're going to attack this area here because can you move because we don't want to hurt you, the normal people. But that guy, Maruf his name is saying basically they're all in it together. If that's true or not true, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it makes me feel so bad. I mean, I'm 73 years old. Oh, 72. And I'm 73 next year. And I've seen all this going on, and I'm thinking, you know, what is it that people want to do what they do? Why don't they live in peace? Why can't they get on together? Everybody can get on together, you know. And then I look at places like Hungary and Poland who won't take anybody, any migrants or anybody in that they don't want. They won't take a Muslim in at all. They won't take any refugees. They've taken hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians because they are in line with their way of life. And I've never understood, well, I do understand because all the bad ones who've been coming over, the bad Islamists who have been coming over and taking over the mosques, and the establishment of the Muslim Brotherhood who probably run about 60, 70 of the mosques, who go out funding all this protest and all the other things that go on, trying to achieve this goal of world dominance for Islam. The Muslims I know, they don't want that. They just want to get on with their life, enjoy their life, follow their religion, you know. And they can fit in just like anybody else. But these fundamental Islamists don't want that. They don't want that. They scare them to death they scare me to death. Because they have no compassion at all. When them Palestinians came over from Gaza, I keep saying Palestinians, I mean when them people came over from Gaza and on October the 7th, some of the atrocities, I know a journalist who actually went to view some of those selfie videos that they were producing whilst they were engaged in attacking Israel. You know, letting kids watch as they chopped up their parents, putting babies in microwave ovens. Yes? What kind of a person does that? You know, raping and then killing women. One couple were raped, the wife was raped in front of the husband, then they killed them both. This is war, this is savagery. And that's what you're up against with that type of person. And you know what? We have these people now in Europe. Thousands of unvetted men have been coming into England and into Europe on little boats. They throw their papers in the sea, and they suddenly you can't identify them. Then you're members of the ECHR. You've got these stupid lefty lawyers who go out and make hundreds of thousands of pounds out of representing them and getting them to stay in the country and all this kind of thing. When basically, when they step off that little boat onto your shore, they've broken the law straight away. They're criminals. Not all of them. I saw many videos where there are people who've come to make a life, to make a good life. And then some people get it wrong about black people as well. I mean, people who come from the West Indies or from the Ghanaians or Nigerians who've been coming for many, many years, they come and they get on with their lives and they make their lives. There's some naughty boys in them, same as it is in the English. But they basically get on with making, and they assimilate into Western society. They have their things that they like to do and the food they like to eat and all this stuff, but they carry on and they live a good life. And I've seen recently black people from the West Indies, and I think there's some Nigerians as well, getting very angry about people pulling down the flags. They are getting angry about flags that have been put up by the British because they're proud of the flag and trying to reclaim the flag. It's about Britain, 2 world wars, men died for that flag, and now they try and make out that it offends people. If it offends you, why'd you come to the country? That's the national flag of the country. It's unbelievable. But anyway, I digress. So, we have a big problem in the West. And also, the son of the guy who, one of the guys who founded Hamas, also went on to say other things. So let's have a quick listen to what he went on to say.
They were given a land back in 1948, and they've been given a land again and again, opportunity to build a nation, to build a state. But they refused. Their focus has been the destruction of the Jewish state, that they refuse and reject the right for Israel and Jewish people to exist in the region. So there's so many things we can talk about. Is it jealousy? Israel, for example, hardworking people, successful minority. Their culture is based on education. They praise diversity. They are driven by life, while the other society is jealous. They're given the best part of the land, for your information, the best part of the land, and they failed to develop it. Now they want to go dominate the other part, the other side of the river, the greener side. Why? Because it's developed. Why? Because there is freedom. Women are free. The beaches are thriving. The economy is thriving. So now here comes the human condition as well. It's not only hate, it's also jealousy, it's delusion, it's human conditioning based on myth of the 7th century, tribalism, and add to that all the foreign entities trying to settle their score and making the children pay the price. I can go on and on forever. You cannot, it's so elusive and it has so many sides. This is why I am totally against this vessel called Palestine. It's a very, very dangerous trigger. And if the people don't wake up, it is not going to be only the destruction of Gaza. It would be the destruction of Europe and possibly the destruction of the United States.
Oh, we've seen the things that have been going on. I mean, it's not like we can't see what's happening. We can. I mean, in America, we've got this new guy, I think he's Iranian, I'm not sure where he originates from, who is being filmed years ago with a Kalashnikov. He's got terrorist ideas. He actually wants Sharia law in New York. I'm sure that Donald Trump will not allow him to get the mayorship because, you know, and you've got idiot people, stupid idiots who follow this, who try to follow this ideology with no idea of the history. Well, he told you a little bit of the history there, but I've traced the history back right to 450 BC, and the Israelites were down, and that land was there and more from sort of then. The Romans came, and the Romans introduced the Palestinians because they couldn't control the Jews. It was sort of, well, we'll set some trouble up before we leave. There was no such thing, no such place, no such nothing. The word Palestinians didn't exist then. So I believe they have no claim to the land, but some people will probably differ. But why can't they get on? They're very similar people. And I've just been seeing recently a video that's been done, and I suggest you go and try and find this. If you're watching this and you want to look at how things really are in Israel, old Tommy Robinson's been out there, and he's been talking to people in Israel and Jerusalem and various other places, and he can't believe, or he couldn't believe, but he believes now, that so many Arabs who live there, Muslims in Israel, they live quite well, they have no problems, and when they're asked the question, where would you rather live, in Palestine, up there, or Ramallah, whatever, or here in Israel? And they all, without a doubt, said, oh no, we're okay, we've got no problem, we'll live here in Israel. I think there was the black Jewish people that came from parts of Africa. No racism for them. They talked to a lady who served in the IDF, she getting on a bit, who's a black Jewish woman. No racism, everybody gets along. So hang on, these are like living on the same land, and the country, Israel, is full of Muslims, Christians, Jews, and they get along. There's no separatism. They have their little own spaces, I suppose you could call them, but they get along. So I just never understood the Gaza thing, to be honest. But anyway, I digress quite a lot. I do go off to tangent, and like I say, my name's Michael, the old git. And this is just another live broadcast because I want to get used to doing live stuff, and then I can promote it and do it better. Send me a yes, hello, if you've come across this by chance and you've watched it for a couple of minutes or something. you can say hello, and I'll be quite happy to give you a hello back. If you've got anything to say about what I'm talking about, well, or you can agree or disagree with me. I'm quite open to that. Now, I want to go back to the UK, and I want to just stick this face up. Now, this is a serving member of Parliament in the UK Parliament. He won his seat, on his ticket was to free Palestine, free Gaza, Palestine, whichever. Nothing to do with the people or the indigenous people of the UK, nothing to do with any black people, or only on the ticket to free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. And he got voted in. And him is one of 5 or 6 more, including Jeremy Corbyn, who's the former leader of the Labour Party, who is, but in my opinion, is a traitor to his own country. But that's another story. But I put it up because just listen to what he's tried to do since he's been. There's 4 or 5 others, and they're going to start their own party. And traditionally Muslims have always voted for Labour, and Labour think they're going to get the Muslim vote in the next election. Well, they're not. And I'll tell you why they're not, because there'll be enough Muslim politicians in their own party. They'll be influencing what goes on in England, which is wrong. Wrong. One group should not control. It should be for the well-being of every person in the UK. When you're voting as an MP, you strive for everyone. For everyone. Not try and change everything. Well, let me just look at this guy. His name is Ayub Khan. He actually put in a petition to get money to build an airport. Oh yeah, he wants to build an airport. And he wants to build this airport, not in the UK, no. He wants to build an airport in Mirpur in Pakistan. Why? Oh, because the people come from Pakistan, come and go. And no. If Pakistan want an airport, they build it themselves, same as we do. But no, he thinks that the British government should build an airport in Mirpur in Pakistan. That's one of his follies. He also put forward the fact that they want to make first cousin marriages legal in the UK. Well, it's not. 33% of deformities and mentally challenged people are born of that sort of union. And we don't do that in England. You don't marry your first. I've got people sending me stuff already. So it shows I'm live. What's we got here? We'll have a quick. But anyway, I don't want to stop talking about what I'm talking about. I don't want to lose my thread. Right. Anyway. Oh. Okay. What's it saying? See. This is how people. This is what people say. UK Parliament petition explains that FCO 13108 was withheld from the British public. What's that about? I don't know what it's about. Anyway, we'll look at that. But let's get back to this guy. And his most recent thing that he's sort of done is he wants to ban a Jewish Israeli football team, to go into Aston Villa to play football. He doesn't want them anywhere near his constituency. And he's drumming up trouble and support for this. And Aston Villa are considering cancelling the football match. How dare he do that? Everybody is entitled to come to the country and play football, don't care. There is a couple like Russia, which we wouldn't have because of what they are getting up to, but they are challenging the West. Israel are friendly people. They should. Who is he to say that they should be banned from playing football? And then there's people coming on TikTok now and saying things like, we're ready for them. If they come here, we'll show them. They're not coming. Another group of militant Islamists saying, this is our place, this is Birmingham, Aston Villa, just for those who don't know, Birmingham, is saying things like, we know they won't play, see if they'll come, they'll be met with violence, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's England. You can't say that. You don't own them streets. Those streets are for everybody and anybody. It's freedom here. It's not the new Palestine, Birmingham, or Manchester, the new Gaza, or London, which, again, is coming very big in the news right now because there's grooming gangs all over the place. Again, something else we're going to come to. So, apart from having 5 or 6 of these MPs in Parliament, we've got 15 Muslim mayors, alcaldes, mayors of various areas. 15. It seems that in many places, crucial places in government and local government, that they are actually taking over. Violence is becoming rife after rife, and it's got to stop. It's got to the point now where politicians are going out on the street and looking what's going on, and it's about time some of them did. When you listen to this guy, and again, the context of this is the fact is that we're not Afghanistan, we're England. Listen, his name is Matt Goodwin.
So women and girls over the age of 12 years of age have been excluded from participating in a Muslim charity run here in London. That is right. The family-friendly event was organised by East London Mosque, was held here in London, but women and girls over the age of 12 were not allowed to participate in the run. A reminder, this is Britain, this is England, this is not Afghanistan, this is not Pakistan. We believe in the rights of women. We believe in individual rights. We believe in equality before the law. We believe in the separation of the church and state. This is not the Middle East.
We're not the Middle East, so I've just replied to... the person who just sent me this said there's a petition explains why the FCO 301048 was withheld from the British public. Now, I don't know what that is, so I can't really tell you, but I'll investigate that when I go off air and to see what that is. So you get the point. We're being taken over in no uncertain terms. Now, I do what I do because I'm passionate about, people getting along. I'm passionate about everybody's entitled to a life. But there's one common denominator in the world today that's causing most of the conflict and wars, and that's this radical Islam. Boko Haram and other factions in Nigeria, thousands and thousands of people murdered, Christians slaughtered, chopped up to pieces. All over Europe, in Italy, they go around defacing Catholic churches, and that's the centre of the Catholic Church in Rome. Every European country is suffering. So it's got to stop. And I call upon all Muslims, all good Muslims of this world who want to get on, to stand up. Stand up and be counted. Stand up and say, hey, we're Muslims, we follow our religion, but we don't want you radicals destroying our life, destroying and making a mockery of our religion, because that's what they're doing. You know, they're making people hate Muslims, and there's nothing wrong with Muslims. The good Muslims, nothing wrong at all. I know from my personal experiences. The other thing, before I go, because I'm going to go soon, and I don't know, I think I've had 1 heart or something sent to me, so obviously nobody wants to watch the old git chatting all the rubbish that I chat, but that's okay. That's absolutely okay, because I won't stop, and my videos will carry on. And by the way, on my TV station, bestbeforetv.com, it's all vintage television. It's on 24 hours a day. It's absolutely free, and you can go and watch that. And what's on at the moment? What's on at the moment is, what's that? Golden Fleece 11. The Tales of the Unexpected. That's on right now. And after that, Prisoner Cell Block H, I think. Whatever. Anyway, that's on 24 hours a day. Also, there's the Old Git page, and I'm the Old Git, and there's many videos on there that you might like to watch in regard to political things that are going on. I want to start to do more of live videos if I can, and keep them to about an hour. At the moment I'm at 41 minutes, which is not bad. So I want to just cover one more little topic. Now, since all these migrants have been coming into the UK, yeah, and people are getting paid, hotels are getting paid fortunes, millionaires out of housing these people with taxpayers' money and many other things. They're getting money, dental treatment, driving lessons. They're coming illegally. They're getting treated better than the indigenous population, and not just white people, but everybody else that lives there. They're getting more than everybody else, and they broke into the country. And the hotels and HMOs and are making fortunes, and despicable landlords are giving out no-fault evictions to get rid of their tenants, because they can get 3, 4, 5 times the rent off the government to house migrants. And it's very sad. This is just sort of one aspect of that which I'd like you to look at.
Come down from Liverpool. I'm a veteran, and what I'm sick of is seeing veterans, homeless veterans in the streets, getting stepped over by the very men that we fought against coming from Afghan and Iraq. They're stepping over our homeless veterans, going into these hotels. They're getting home before our veterans. So that's why I'm here.
Now, he's talking about military veterans who are getting stepped over before, and they're getting housing. Apart from people, just normal families being chucked out of their rented accommodation to house these migrants. It's causing so much hate, and this hate will boil over onto people that don't deserve it. Like I said, not all Muslims are involved in this idiocy. It's just this ideological 14th century bullshit that these radical Islamists do. And I will reiterate again that a lot of Muslims will not call them out because they are afraid of them. They're afraid of what they can do to them in their own communities. We have to understand that. But there's some very brave Muslims out there too. And I saw some speaking when there was a march on the 13th of September. Over 1 million people turned out of all denominations saying, stop the immigration, stop the boat, stop it now, we want our country back. There was every denomination there, and many Muslims, and it was peaceful. Nobody felt threatened. It was safe and peaceful, and they just want their country back. So, I think I've said enough right now. And I think that hopefully I haven't bored you too much. But I know I bore my wife because I'm too political. But this is just a sort of ad hoc video to get things right. I can see that my image is not good, so that's something to be worked on. And the chat does work because I've tried it myself, and I can see it and it's on screen, so that's good. And I've got a screen there to show videos to back up what I'm talking about, so that's okay. So I'm going to probably leave it there. So you've been online. I am online. let's send an answer. We've got a couple of minutes yet. I know. Oh, so but see, people are watching. I am. So talk amongst yourselves. Right, like I said, I think I've said enough today. I've got plenty more to say about lots of things. I've just said I'm going, so now, oh dear. Okay. Oh dear. Let's send this person the link. Otherwise, I'm going to be here till all night. Right. So let me just get a link for this person, and then I'll carry on where I was before. Okay. Let's go here. It's good when it's live, isn't it? You know, the other thing is that I do it all myself. You know, and I do it all myself. Yeah, that's because it's feeding back there. Look, let's. I want to get to. I want to. You can hear it coming in hot and fast now. Oh, what are you talking about? I'm going. Oh dear. I'll tell you what. I'll try and send it from another page and see how we can get on. Okay. So, yeah, there's obviously people watching because I've just said I was going, and I've got people screaming at me now saying, "Oh, will you be on again?" Yes, I'll be on again. Well, you put it on the messenger instead of sending me. I do not know what you're talking about. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to be. Let's copy that, shall we? Copy that, and then we'll bring up. If something comes over the screen in a minute, it's because I'm trying to send out these people trying to get in touch. I don't know why they just don't go straight onto YouTube chat, and they can say what they want, you know. Let's just do this, shall we? Okay, let's just do this. Bring this out. Hopefully, I'm not doing too much to disturb what you're watching now. Hopefully not. Let's get that in there. We'll post that, and we'll go back up here. Okay. So I've just sent it out to. I just sent them messages out to some people who are obviously going on the phone and getting in touch with me on WhatsApp. Ah, who's that? Hola, I found you. Well, hola, I'm glad you found me, because you're a bit late, really. Let's. Well done. Well, I've sent you the link anyway. So they are there. Yeah, hello. Let's say hello, Mary. Yeah. Right, and she's listening. Well, she's come on a bit late, actually, considering that I was only going to be on for an hour, and it's now, where are we up to? 50 minutes. I've got 10 minutes left. So, they found me and she's talking, so that's good. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for saying hello. There's a few things I have to get straight. So this is pretty good at the moment. It's pretty good that, you know, there's things that are a bit out of line and things like that. But it's like I said, this is just a practice, and we've been talking about a lot of things. We put things in there that hopefully people will start to think about. Did you see what happened in Spain with poor... No, I didn't. What's happened? What happened in Spain? Oh, by the way, I am based in Spain. I live in Spain, and something's happened apparently. I'm getting told here. Did you see what happened in Spain with... Where are you going? In Catalonia? No, what happened? Tell me, and then I can tell the people what happened in Spain. Come on, I've got 10 minutes left. What happened in Catalonia? See if she can type it in and tell me what happened in Catalonia. If she types it in, you'll see it as well, which is good. Anyway, things are working as they should. That's what I'm really happy with. And hopefully, what's he saying there? Catalan's group want to... Oh, they want the independence people. Oh, yes. I did see something about that. I saw that Puigdemont, he's the leader he's the guy who wants to separate Catalonia from Spain. And basically, he sort of said he doesn't want to speak to the current Prime Minister, who is Pedrito, we call him, Pedrito, because he's on his way out. So basically, he's waiting till till there's a vote, and hopefully he's going to get the what he wants, which is independence. I think it's totally wrong. I think countries that keep splitting up into little smaller countries make themselves weaker. There's strength in numbers. Stick together. The world's a wicked place. You don't want separatism now, you want solid countries. It's like England, Scotland and Wales. They all are their own autonomies. They're all on their own. I'm right. I've been told that I'm right. Yes, okay. Well, good. Thank you. The thing is that separatism doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. You know, Spain is Spain. It's a big country which has got a big future. I live there. I live in Spain, and it's fantastic. And what I really like about the Spanish way of doing government is that, for example, if you go to England and you get your leave to remain or whatever it is you get to, so you can stay in the country, you get the vote. You can vote, stand for Parliament like these idiots that we've got in now. You know, become the Lord Mayor. Well, in Brighton, I think, no, was it Brighton? One of the southern counties, the mayor there can't speak English. They hold the council meetings in Urdu. It's not right, you know, it's not right. But what I love about Spain is if you're not Spanish, right, you can vote in local elections, that's fine. But you can't vote in general elections, don't care who you are. And I like that because that means that the Spanish decide what happens in Spain, not anybody else, apart from the fact they're in Europe, which is a rod for their back, I think. But I've always said that Spain is they're in Europe the Spanish way. They're in Europe when they want to be. I think that, you know, I love the way that the Spanish react. And I think that I hope they don't get independence. I hope that they're forced to stay Spanish. And there's a lot of people who live there who fly the Spanish flag. They want to stay Spanish. You know? And it says that Catalonia will be in Europe. No. It will not be in Europe automatically, because countries have to join the European, and it becomes a separate country from Spain. It's given up its right to be in Europe. It's not in Europe. It cannot be in Europe. It's got to be voted in like Romania or any other country. It's all right, I'm reading what they're saying here. No, you cannot just say, oh, we're going to be in Europe. They're going to have their own currency. They're going to have their own health service. They're going to have to do everything for themselves. And if Spain's got if they decide to go independent, well, Spain should cut them off in every way, financially in every way. Stand on your own feet. Okay? And you want to join Europe, there's criteria. You have to also pay into Europe as well when you become part of Europe. So it's not just a done deal that we can, we'll leave Spain and then we'll go straight into the European Union. Complete rubbish. It's a new country. It's a country that's not in the European Union. They have to join or not join. They may decide not to. But for me, she just said there that Pedrito is making a mess of this question. Well, of course he is. Of course he is. You know, he's a lefty. And lefties, communists and radical Muslims are no good for anybody. You know, we want nice centre or centre-right parties that stand up for the people, stand up for the country, believe in their flag. I hate the idea that people are going around England now pulling down British flags. They've been walking through the streets of London for the last 2 years shouting Free Palestine with Palestine flags, with all sorts of other flags, and then they try and say, oh, the British flag, it's insulting. Well, it's a national flag, and as I said before, men fought 2 world wars behind that flag to give you the freedom of speech that you have now, which in fact this new Stasi government we've got is trying to take it away. It says, yes, administrative government is what we need without ideology. The ideology that you should have is the ideology of the people. Making sure they can put food on their table. They can get a doctor when they want one. All the medical treatment they need. That the roads work, the water works, the energy works. And say things for the way they are. All this woke rubbish. You know, there's men and there's women. That's it. People who say it the way it is, that's what we want. We don't want any kind of ideology. If you follow religion, it's your personal thing. You follow the religion that you want to follow. And it's yours personally. And you should be allowed to do it. Like I said, with all the good Muslims, that I know there's good Muslims, right? Follow their religion and always has done. When they first came in the 60s, they didn't have these problems. We didn't hear nothing like this. It's the rubbish that's come behind them. Yeah, there's a man, a woman and dogs. Yeah. Well, in today's society, you can be a dog if you want to. You know, I can identify as a strawberry if I want. This is what's wrong with everything. This is what's been taught. These ideological left-wing teachers who are teaching the children that they can identify as anything they want. No, they can't. People who are pushing, when a child's born now, we can't give it a gender. The gender they have to decide themselves when they're old enough. Rubbish! They're born with a penis or without one. If it's without one, they're a woman. If it's with one, it's a man. And how your lifestyle is, how you live your life, is up to you. If you know, I've got nothing against, for example, anybody, whatever your lifestyle is. People can't help what they are, but they can't change physically their gender. They cannot. XY chromosomes, whatever it is, they cannot do it. They cannot do it, and that's it. That's how it should be. You know, I saw yesterday very disturbing video, which I was going to download it and put it in one of my normal videos that I do. About it was a video of a 10-year-old girl pregnant, married to a 60-year-old man. It just makes my skin crawl when I see something like that, and it really. Oh, I've got 3 views there now. I've got another few people watching. Well, nice to see you wherever you come from. I've nearly finished as it goes. In fact, I've gone way over time. Well, I'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes because some people joined late, and I only owe it to. I also want to find out if anybody knows, can go on the internet and find for me. Which is somebody just sent me this, and I'm trying to find out what it is. I want to know. Where is it? It's talking about a petition. Explains why the FCO 30/1048 was withheld from the British public. I don't know what it's about. Seems that something's been hidden away. Some kind of petition that's been hidden away by the UK Parliament. So I'd like to know what that's all about. So if you're on the internet at any moment, find out what the petition which explains why the FCO 30/1048 was withheld from British public. I want to know. Answers on postcards. No, just send me you've got all my socials down the bottom. X at bestbefore.t or bestbefore.tv@gmail.com, and of course you can watch the TV. Now look, I did say I was going to keep it to an hour, and I really did intend to do that, so I'm going to say goodbye. Hopefully this video has gone well. As I say, I've seen some faults on the setup, and the setup for me is it's almost there, and the next thing I'm going to do is get some guests on. That's what this panel for with the TVs going on, is to show the videos which you've seen, and after that, if I want somebody to come on and talk to me live, you can. That's the next thing. That's going to be a laugh when I do one of them. But hopefully I want to bring somebody on live and discuss what's going on. Just finally, the thing that's made me laugh the most this week, it's not funny really because it was, but it made me laugh the most, that a prisoner was released from prison who should have been sent to a deportation place to be deported. And he was released by mistake. He was just released, and he went back to the prison gate 8 times, saying, "Where am I going? What am I going to do? Can I come in? No, go, look, the station's down there. Get a train. Go on, bugger off." And they had to go out and recapture him. He was out for 2 days, and he's going to be deported to Eritrea, I think. But anyway. How do you let prisoners out of prison? It reminds me of the film Life of Brian, where Brian's walking in to the arena place, and he said, and people say, where are you for? Oh, execution. Okay, where are you for? The Lions. Where are you for? Oh, I'm for release. Okay, go. And then he walks in. He says, where are you for? Oh, I'm for crucifixion. Oh, crucifixion. Nah. I'm not joking, not for release. Or was it the other way around? Whatever. You excuse me. You get the picture. So, till the next time, stay safe, and hopefully I'll get these after tea so I can do lots of live. I'll keep them all to an hour, otherwise we get too bored if I can. And it's nice to have somebody on the chat. This video will be available on... I think it'll be on Rumble, and it'll be also, once it's been edited, it'll be also on YouTube, which you're watching now, and maybe on Odyssey as well. Odyssey, yes. We'll put it on there. All right, so until the next time, stay safe. It's the old Git signing off. Thank you to the people who came and watched, and thank you to Mary for your comments. Okay.